Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second episode of Caution Laps with Casey Bristow and NSRLA podcast. Our second episode, we have a very special guest today, our founder, our president, our leader, Mr. Andy Berry. Andy, welcome.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Glad to have the boss
Good.
man on the show.
Oh yeah.
So how you doing?
I'm good. A little tired today, but
Yeah,
other than
busy
that, I
day.
mean it's pretty pretty normal day getting ready for the Xfinity stuff tonight, so
That
should
would
be a
be the
pretty good race.
Downtown Auto Sales National Series.
Show would be.
I don't
Show
know what
would.
Xfinity is. That's extinct now. It's in the real world. It
Yeah, they
doesn't
took
even
it over with
exist.
O'Reilly's now in real life,
O'Reilly.
yeah.
Yeah, how about that? You walk into your local O'Reilly's and you'll maybe see diecast cars. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean if you're at the NASCAR races the last I don't know, 3, 4 months or something like that. They had the O'Reillys, like a Xfinity car out there, had the O'Reillys wrap on it. So
How
that
about
was a
that?
sign something was going to happen, I think.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm gonna miss hearing them say Xfinity Series. I like Xfinity Series. It rolls off the tongue well, to me
It
at least.
does. It does. It's very different to hear O'Reillys. It's very interesting, but
Me
I like the
personally,
color part of it all. But
I liked the old Bush series. That rolled
that
off the
was
tongue.
good.
Bush and Joey Logano at age 18 or
Mm.
19 years old would win a race, and they'd stick Bush beer right on his hood, so they get their sponsorship in. Don't touch that, Joey. Anyway, but yeah, running at Pocono tonight. Hopefully, we have a good race, and we'll get into that a little bit
Yeah.
later. But
Mm.
for all of our listeners, for our first video that our first podcast that we made, we got 46 viewers, and I mean, all things considered, that's not bad. I don't
No,
think.
it's not bad at all. I think it's a pretty good start. It's
Yeah,
freaking. I mean, if we start doing like video or not video, whatever it's called.
screen
Jesus.
showing face.
Yeah, like just doing like background pictures with webcams and stuff, and I think that will be a lot of fun and
Yeah,
be able to
we'll
see
figure it
everybody too.
out.
That'd be cool.
We'll
Oh yeah,
figure
it's
it
a
out.
learning and progress
But
thing. It's all part of it.
anyway, Andy Berry. So tell us about you. How old are you? Where are you
Yeah.
from? What do you do for a living?
Yeah, man. So 29. I live in Columbia, South Carolina. Super duper hot in the summer and cold in the winter. Not like Morgan Cook who you had on the last podcast with cold, but the South Carolinians it can be cold. Um, yeah, but everyday job. I'm actually a mechanic, but I actually just help mechanics across the country with diagnostic software and troubleshooting stuff. And I'm also a little bit of a learning a little bit about ethical hacking, uh, remoting into like people's laptops unknowingly and stuff like that. So
Oh,
it's a little side hobby I do. Um, it's a lot to learn, but it's either go to college and learn it or do it on your own. And I didn't want to go back to college, so that's why I'm doing it online, watching videos and
well, wait a minute.
all.
Don't you have? You're also an Army veteran, right? Correct.
I am
GI
currently
Bill.
still in the National Guard. Yep, yep, yep.
You haven't have you tried your GI Bill?
I have. I have. I didn't touch the GI Bill part of it, but I did the what do you call it, tuition assistance
Okay.
TA stuff with the army, and that paid for a good bit. It was kind of nice because it paid because every semester to be quote unquote full time, you have to have 2 classes per semester. So um, every year you get, I think it was like like 8 credits or whatever with TA or whatever to be able to pay for it. So it paid for it each time, so I wasn't upset. As long as you passed it. If you didn't pass it, you had to pay it back.
No, that wouldn't be fun. How long have you? I know it's National Guard, but I mean
Yep,
it's Army. So I'm just gonna say, for the
correct.
purposes of this, I'm gonna say Army. How long have you
hmm
been in the Army? When did you join?
Been in about 10 years now, 11 years. I joined in 2015, right out of high school. Um, Basically was at work one day, said I hated my job or whatever, and I went to kick the door down, but I walked in aggressively, and I was like, "Where's the paperwork at?" And didn't actually tell my mom. didn't tell my mom, and I went to MEPS that day and had the paperwork in hand about my, when I went to boot camp and stuff for basic training. Um, Gave her the paperwork, and she absolutely lost her mind on me. She was very upset. But it was something I wanted to do, and I will say that it does suck at times, but it was still to this day one of the greatest decisions I have ever made, both physically, mentally, and just career wise. The Army is, as much as it can, really be stressful and frustrating. Um, it changes a person. It shows you that you're not just one individual in a sea of people. Like, you're one team. You can adapt to quick situations, um, build up on your leadership skills and stuff like that. So it's been about, like I said, 10, 11 years, and I plan on doing 20 and retiring out. But right now I want to get out, but I know I don't need to. So
So, like, the process was, I'm an Air Force veteran, as you know, and the Air
mhm.
Force. I'm not trying to brag on the Air Force. I'm not trying to talk negative,
I'll talk
but
about that here in a second.
they like the Air Force is hard to get into. Like, it takes
It
a
is. It's very
long
hard.
period of time to get in. It's not like, you know, was your experience getting in the Army fairly quick?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, like I signed the papers, I went to MEBS, took my ASVAB, and to be fair, when I was in high school, I wasn't the best learner. I was not a straight A plus student. I barely made it, but I think my GPA was 1.8 in high school. It was terrible, and but to the ASVAB, didn't do great, but my mechanical scores were off the charts. So I was able to pick whatever job I wanted. Um, I decided to pick wheeled vehicle maintenance, which was my job, my MOS as a 911 Bravo. Um, eh, to this day, I wish I didn't join the Army, but it is what it is. But yeah, it was fairly quick, and pretty to the point. With, I know the Air Force, I mean, they are looking for specific parameters whenever you do I think it's different, called something different, not the ASVAB, but called like the something test or whatever. But
No,
I
the
actually
Air
plan on.
Force is the ASVAB. If that's what you're saying, we take the ASVAB. If that's what you're getting
Okay,
at,
yeah,
yeah.
I didn't know if they called it something different or something like
Only
that.
thing Air Force does is like, so your job, it's called MOS. For Air
Yeah.
Force, it's called AFSC, Air Force Specialty Code.
Ah.
And there's a running joke. I was security forces, which is the guys at the gate that check your IDs or they're on the flight
Right.
line or whatever. And there's a joke that says when you're smart enough to join the Air Force, but you're not smart enough to for the Air Force because like security forces is not a high
Yeah.
ASVAB score job,
Yeah.
and they'll take just about
Yeah.
anybody. So,
Sounds about right. Just like the MPs for us.
how did the recruiter didn't try to get you to go infantry? I hear it's a lot of fun.
I I don't like working out. I'm not a big workout guy. I mean, I'll work out for the PT test like a month or two prior to be in shape, but no, I'm not. I mean, I'll do it. I'll go knock some doors down, but I mean, I'm not trying to be doing that every single day either.
No, I don't blame you.
I'm actually in the process of transitioning to the Air Force here shortly. In
Really?
a year or two.
Well,
Yeah, I
welcome.
talked to
Yeah, all
recruiters,
right.
so um, yeah, should be doing like F-16 avionics technician stuff, so it should be pretty
You don't want to go
interesting. It
security
matches up with my
forces?
degree, so no, I'm good, man. Don't want to do all that. Don't want to deal
They
with
give you a
people every
nice they
day.
give you a nice blue beret. I have one in my my
Oh
little game
no,
room here. Yeah.
no,
Nice, nice.
no. I'll
It's got
pass
an
on that.
eagle and lightning on it. It's cool stuff. Um yeah, I mean, so to be able to get in pretty quick, that can be good. It's also like, you know, back in the days of old, like from World War One up to like Korea or
Oh yeah.
Vietnam, where those guys just got in super quick. I want to join. I want to join the Navy.
I feel like at
Um,
that point they didn't even look at a lot of stuff. They just made sure you were quote unquote 18 and they pushed you through.
you see,
That
some
was pretty
guys
much
joined at
it.
17 or 16,
Oh
but
yeah, like 16. Yeah, it's
yeah,
crazy.
crazy times. It was war. It was
It
crazy
was.
stuff. But anyway, well, I'm glad the Army's treating you well. I got a brother that's in the Army. He's a sergeant, and he is an
Mm,
infantry guy, and I don't think
mm.
he likes it much. Um,
Yeah, it's rough, man. Infantry stuff is tough. It's consistently training and doing all that fun stuff. I mean, we do the same thing, but we don't do like stuff they do. They do like practice breaching into buildings and stuff like that. Our focus is more on support maintenance and continuing to maintain our equipment and other people's equipment and recovery operations and stuff like that. So we're usually the ones sitting on the fob repairing the stuff so they can go out and do their job. The infantry guys usually like the mechanics because if stuff hits the fan, they are they want their truck to work correctly, so they take care of the
Yeah, you
mechanics
might. Yeah,
usually.
but if you're in a fob and the feces hits the fan, I mean, you
Yeah.
might grab a rifle and start shooting.
Mm.
Um,
Oh yeah, don't get it twisted. That's yeah.
I think
That's how it worked.
the movie The Outpost. Have you seen it?
A great movie.
I think one of the guys, the real life guys that was in that movie, what real life guy, one of the uh, characters portrayed. I think he was a mechanic, truck guy or something like that. I could be wrong,
I
but I
do
could have
remember.
sworn
I
there was
think
a
I do
guy
remember
working on a
that scene
truck,
where he's like working on a Humvee. Yeah, I
something
do
like
remember
that.
that. I think I
Yeah,
remember that scene because
but
that was a pretty, that's a pretty good movie.
so growing up, have you been a NASCAR fan all your life? Did you grow up playing sports?
Yeah.
What's your sports background, favorite sports
Yeah.
teams, type of thing?
Mm. So in high school, I did wrestling and football. That was my big thing. Um, Really enjoyed doing that. I was a dual athlete, so it sounds like I was ripped, and I definitely was not. Um, so that was kind of my main thing, right? And I didn't grow up with a lot of money or nothing like that. Me and my mom had an apartment. That's where I lived for all my years or whatever. So I'd get up, go to practice for football, and if I had like, cause wrestling kind of comes like right at the end of football season.
Like right
So
now?
yeah, like right now, and so I was doing both at the same time, depending if we're in the playoffs and stuff. So I do both those sports, go home and get ready for work, go to work, and do it all over again. So I did that for years and years, and like 3 4 years. Um, but yeah, as far as NASCAR and racing goes, I mean, when I was in high school, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I definitely know I was good with my hands. I wanted to work with my hands, and we have a technical school here called Lexington Technology Center, and they have an automotive engineering program, which basically just breaks everything down to the bare basics of like maintenance and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
um, and just goes over electrical, how engines work, blah 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 blah. If you're good enough, you went to level two, and I was able to get to level two, and you can graduate. I ended up graduating with honors with the automotive engineering program, which is kind of nice. Um, where my mentor is Raymond. His name is Mr. Roland. He is a insane. He's an ASC certified master tag, super smart. Still talk to him to this day. Um, from there, I mean, I really didn't get into NASCAR. My dad watched NASCAR. He big Jeff Gordon guy. Um, didn't like that. I was a Ford guy still, but um, yeah, last couple years, I mean, I've been really getting back into it. Um, you know, really missed just having that. It's a guy thing. You see a car go fast and you love it. I mean, that's just how the nature of the beast. But um, I think once I was a big Car Edwards fan when I was younger, and kind of drifted away from it. Came back a couple years ago, and I ended up getting into iRacing like
Yeah,
not even a year ago. I think I don't even think I've been in it for a year.
wow,
Been a big Wood Brothers fan because my dad was a big Wood Brothers fan too,
classic,
and
classic.
so that then naturally made me a Wood Brothers fan. He liked Jeff Gordon, but he liked Wood Brothers more. So drivers like naturally the Josh Berry now, and then you got God, Neil Bonnet, Michael Waltrip, Bill Elliott, all them. I mean, even Ryan Blaney drove for Wood Brothers at one point. So um, I like the one car type deal. I don't like the teams that have all these 5 or 6 different cars or whatever, or 4 cars. Just not a fan of it. I just want one car to follow, and that's just got into it from there, and I've loved it, and really continue to go to the races more and enjoy them and have fun in the pits and stuff and hang out with people. And it's a great atmosphere if you haven't gone.
Yeah, that's what I
NASCAR
try to
races
sell to
are a
people.
whole other experience. Like you could just go out there in a truck and pop a tent up with a grill and stuff, and they don't care. They want you to have fun, and it's a great experience. So I've been really having a great time with that. So
Yeah. Plus, you have a driver that has the same last name as you. That's got to be cool.
yeah, very weird coincidence. I get asked all the time if he's related, and I was like, brother, if he was related, I would get him in Discord and say hey to you guys. But alas, I cannot.
Yeah. I feel like if there was a driver out there with the last name of Bristow, I'd be a little upset because I would want to be the driver at the top notch level
yeah,
with the last name of Bristow, not someone else.
yeah,
But yeah, that's super cool. And as far as getting, um, the ambiance of NASCAR, like just the environment. That's what I try to sell to people. Like, oh, you watch cars go in circles, blah 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 blah. I'm
yeah,
like, well, there's more to it, but I'm like, if you
yeah.
were to go to like Richmond's my closest NASCAR track, and like I try to sell to people, I'm like,
Good track.
you get there on a Thursday evening. And you pitch up your tent or your camper or
Hmm.
whatever, and you drink some beer and you grill and you just explore the track, and you do that until you know, the race Saturday night because you have a race
Yeah,
on Friday and the
yeah.
race Saturday night.
Oh yeah,
It's all sorts of fun. It's just the environment is what I push on people.
yeah.
But I want to
No, I
backtrack.
agree. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off. No, I mean, all the free vendors and stuff like that are out there. I mean, we try to go to the races that have like Arca Truck, Xfinity, O'Reilly's, whatever, and then Cup, and it's like a whole 3 day like weekend event type thing. Those are always the best because there's vendors out there. You can take your time, have fun. So yeah, it's a whole experience. It's not just the race and stuff. It's about all the people there. So
Yeah, try it. If someone's not a fan of NASCAR, tell them to try it once.
yeah,
You get to people watch. That's a trip on itself alone.
yeah.
Watching the people. But real quick, I wanted to backtrack. You said you were a football player and a wrestler.
Yep.
What
Hmm.
position did you play in football? And then I want to
Yeah.
dive into the wrestling thing real quick.
Yeah. I played defensive end mostly.
Okay.
That was my position. I kind of went. I mean, it was back and forth between safety and defensive end, but it was mainly defensive end for the most part. Um, I love being a defensive end. I didn't want to be anything else anyway, and I was lucky enough to be able to get that position, and it was 10 out of 10. Loved it. I love being able to like just pressure the quarterback all the time.
I played 1 year of high school football, and saying play is a stretch. They say I was a corner, but I mostly played the bench. And if I had to do
Yeah.
it all over again, I'd like punt. I'd be a punter. I have a lot of
Oh yeah.
respect for punters. I don't think
Oh
they get
yeah.
a lot of credit for how athletic they are these days.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. A lot of the kickers in the NFL and NCAA and stuff, these guys are kicking 60 plus
60
yards right
plus,
now.
yeah. And then
Yeah,
they can
it's
go down the
it's
field and
nuts.
jack you up.
Yeah, you look at Pat McAfee
Right,
smoking somebody.
exactly. So, wrestling. I
Mm.
know that high school wrestling, depending on where you are, I feel like the big states when it comes to wrestling are,
Hmm.
I'll say my home state of Virginia,
Yep,
Iowa.
like
Um,
Ohio, Michigan,
oh,
all
okay.
them.
I wouldn't have thought of. I was gonna say Minnesota maybe, and then probably
Yep, that's a big
Pennsylvania.
one. Hmm.
I've
All the
just
Big
heard.
Ten teams.
I've heard Big Ten. Little Ten is what I call them. The only school um, that I in that conference that I'm kind of supporting right now is Ohio State because of their faith, and I support that. But other than that, there is their schools seem kind of bland. But that's just my personal opinion. That's just
I'm
my
a
personal
diehard
opinion.
Ohio State fan, so that's
Okay, so
crazy.
we're
But
good.
that's
We're
crazy.
good there.
No, you're fine. You can say okay.
Yeah.
No,
Um,
I mean, yeah.
the wrestling. So I
Yep.
have I at one point in high school thought it'd be cool to wrestle, but I never did. The coach was like, "Yeah, just come. You have to come work out with us," and I'm like, "Cool," and then never shut up. But like that is a sport that is intense. Like not just because
Yes.
of what you're doing, not the rolling and the slamming and all that, but like
Hmm.
the parents, the coaches.
Oh
Like
God, yeah.
you could be wrestling a blind guy. Um, I don't know if they had
Yeah.
any deaf wrestlers, but I wouldn't, put it
I mean,
past, high schools to have them. And then there might be a situation where you, as a guy, might have to wrestle a woman.
oh
So
yeah, I've been beat by a female before in high school. Beat
it's
my butt. Beat my butt.
It's definitely like one of those sports where like you got to control your emotions because
Yep.
of all those scenarios. Have you ever wrestled in the Virginia duels? Have you ever heard of that?
No, yeah, no. A lot of the high school wrestling stuff was mainly in state, so we had like the Rock Hill duels and Charleston duels, and we had like their individual like wrestling parts of it all. Like we didn't go anywhere out the state unless we were in the championship stuff, but we never really did the national stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's just a big wrestling tournament that we have here in my neck of the woods at this place called the Hampton Coliseum in Hampton, Virginia, and it's a big deal. Um, so, but anyway, let's get into racing. You or iRacing. I've only been doing this for a year, and now you have a successful league. How'd you get this thing up and running? Like, what was the process for doing so? It's like it's doing extremely well. How did this come about?
uh, I don't really know, to be honest. It kind of just happened, to be completely honest. I just wanted to see if it would work, and it ended up being it definitely worked. Um, yeah, I mean, when I first started, I was in a couple different leagues. I was in like 4 or 5 leagues. Like I was in a bunch of different ones. Kind of just snap, get an idea. I just enjoyed being in there and racing, and I actually joined an open league at one point when I first got iRacing. It was an absolutely terrible idea. Um, got smoked every day. It was horrible. Um,
Been there.
I ended up finding the fixed stuff and having a good time there. And there's stuff I didn't really enjoy. And there's stuff I really did enjoy about each league. And I took that information and just kind of stored it and then started creating. I said, well, heck, you know, what would happen if I just started something and just started inviting people and put it on social media and see if it would, take off or whatever. And the moment I started the Arca series this year, um, the Arca series absolutely just blew up. I mean, it skyrocketed. I mean, we are getting almost 30 to 35 people registering every race. And on top of that, it is being broadcasted by V Speed. So that is really what put NSRLA on the map. Really, is our Arca series. And we kind of waited a little bit, and there was, whenever you start a league, there's a lot. There's a lot of admin background stuff that not a lot of people really understand.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, penalties, reviews, organization, rules, stuff like that. And I definitely needed help. So I ended up, reaching out to a couple people, and, you know, over time, they ended up coming into the league and making it what it is right now. And it's not perfect at all. It still has room to improve, but I just I did it, tried it, and it took off. Everyone started joining. Um, and I think we almost have 250 members in the league now, which is really nothing compared to some of the leagues out there that have like about 800 or 900. That's our goal, is to have a lot of people like that. I'm definitely gonna have to have more admins for that. Um, um, which we are looking. We're just very specific on who I'm looking for. But
Hold interviews. Fill out
yeah,
this
basically,
application.
basically. But yeah, I mean, once we got done with the Arca stuff, we really learned a lot, and then we were able to push our, downtown auto sales, and then I was really fortunate to get Alex Pollock in here. Alex Pollock has so much knowledge in Discord and iRacing, and he originally wanted to take his rules and stuff like that, and make his own league. And I was like, hey, what if I just let you have the Cup Series in this league, and you can be an admin and do whatever you want? And he graciously accepted it, and it has become one of the most popular series that we have. Um, I really wish we had the sponsorships and the funds to broadcast it, because it's outstanding racing every single time. I mean,
Right.
it's probably one of the most cleanest series I've ever been in and seen. So if we had a excuse me, if we had a broadcasted, that would be huge. But yeah, I mean him doing that. I mean Morgan being involved, Jacob, and a bunch of others. It's just it's been a lot. It's been a lot of a lot of memories being heated. It's been us having to remove a couple people due to just being just ugly. Like we're here to have we're here to have fun. We're here to have a good time. Tempers were flare. Emotions will run high, and that's racing, and that does happen. Um, but it is up to the admins to see what's going on and do what we have to do appropriately to one keep the integrity of the league and to also keep it clean. If we just continue seeing drivers, wrecking stuff, we really have to start putting our foot down because we don't want to have 50 cautions in a race. Like
Oh
we
no.
don't want that. So
Oh no.
because people want to finish and they want to go to bed, like that's what they want to do. So,
Right.
um, but yeah, it's been a ride. Um, so it's yeah, next year should be a good one too. So we'll see.
Yeah, shout out to the admins, Alex, Morgan, and Jacob. Sounds like a law firm.
Oh yeah, it's yeah, it's working with Jacob.
um, but yeah, no, I hope, I wish nothing but great things for the league. I'm trying to do my part with this podcast and the media team and
Oh yeah,
the
you're doing a
media.
great job. Like I mean,
Thank you.
it's been a whole game changer in I think just doing about podcasts and doing the little posts and giving you access to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Um, we continue to push that and advertise it and show people on the iRacing League forums and stuff like that. They'll navigate to it and they'll see how in depth we are and they'll really enjoy that because it's all about being as realistic as possible. But we also understand that it's not always going to be real. It's not going to be real. We're
yeah,
going to have net code. We're going to have cars glitching and stuff like that. Trucks going halfway through each other and
yeah.
not getting any X points. It's
Magic,
stuff like that. Yeah. So it's, just bringing in any type of realism that is understandable and like just in reality will work is what we're looking for, and this is a big part of it. So
Yeah, and as far as the media things, when I send interview questions, I want guys who may not have the best races. I want their voices to be heard because if it's
yeah,
streamed, you only get in the top three. Where a guy who might have had a good run in fourth or fifth won't
yeah,
get to say nothing. So that's hey, tell us about your race. Let us tell us how you
mm,
feel. But speaking of
that's part of it.
races, we just had the Black Diamond Designs Cup Series race at Kansas,
hmm
a race I wish to forget, but it was a very good race for you. Tell us about it.
It was yeah, no, it was oh Lord, where were we at? Was it
Kansas.
Kansas? That's right. I love Kansas. Kansas is a great track. It's very demanding and it's very harsh on the tires. So if you pushed really early, you will feel it. If you push too late, you'll feel it. But if you push right at the right time, it will reward you. And that's kind of what we had planned because the team I run, Barry Performance, being affiliates with Black Diamond Motorsports or whatever, um, we came in there with the idea like, listen, we have 4 tire sets. We're gonna have to grind it out in one of these. Like we're gonna have to push and just be miserable for a couple laps. And the best time to do it is during stage. And that's exactly what we did. So we planned it out. I stretched my fuel. I took tires the first pit. I think which was the first like right before the first stage we pitted, and we got tires, and then about halfway through stage 1 and 2, which I think was a 40 lap stretch, because I think we got like 30 something laps on fuel for a full tank. I hit about I think it was like a lap I don't know, something 60 something. I think we pitted, and I just took fuel. I didn't even take tires. I just embraced it, and it actually started driving really well, a little bit. And I was actually getting the groove of it. And then we came to the stage, and then we took tires. So I think that is what helped. I was really fighting Mark to stay in front of him, and he told me after the race that he ended up clipping the apron, and it basically spun him out. Like he didn't spin all the way, but he had to recover from it. And I was like, oh, thank God. I was like, I need to I needed to stay in front of him. So yeah, really good performance from the car. I felt really good in it. Yeah, it's nice little last minute paint scheme too. So I feel like whenever I make paint schemes like that, I tend to get lucky. So my goal is top five or a win. So I'll take an 8 there all day, honestly.
Yeah, I had a
So
great car for about 2.5 laps, and then there's a wreck that I was trying to avoid, and
yeah,
I
I saw
avoided it.
that and I was like, oh my god.
And
I
then
was
hit the
like,
brakes just to not hit the car in front of me because he was checking up too, and it just I mean it was like I was in a bobsled. That thing shot up the track, and it was just
yeah, there's a
miserable.
couple of people like that. I think Dustin got involved in that too. He had the same issue, and it was
Mm,
slick, man. That track is slick. It'll,
no.
especially coming out of two. Man, if you don't do that right, or no, I think it's four. If you don't come out of four right, it will just slingshot you into the wall. It will just completely get the back loose, and you'll just hit the wall. It was wild.
Yeah, I'm ready to move
I
on from
know.
Where are we? Where Texas? That should be fun.
Texas.
Hopefully, we're running
Texas
under
and
lights.
Daytona are the last two races of Cup, and it's going to be awesome.
I
I
hope
have a
we're
really good feeling.
Texas should be running under the lights. If we are, if we aren't, we should, because I
I
feel like.
think it is. I think both Daytona and Texas are at night, so
How you feel
which is
about
nice.
tonight for Pocono?
I love Pocono. It's one of my favorite tracks. I think it's fun. They call it the Tricky Triangle for a reason. Um, I'm not like a great finisher at it, but I like the curves on it. It tests patience, so we'll see. Tire wear is not a huge factor here, but um, if you don't use your tires right, it'll definitely hurt you. My question right now here in a little bit, whenever I start practicing for it, is how will the fuel look, and that's kind of what we're going to be looking at tonight. So I actually adjusted my pedals a little bit because I felt like I was getting really cramped in my little rig here, so I changed the angle of my pedals, and it feels a lot better. So I want to see how that actually see how that changes my performance tonight. But I feel pretty confident in it. I think the car's gonna do really well. I think we just gotta change a couple brake bias stuff, but pretty
Yeah,
excited about tonight.
I
I
think I
know it
should be
won one
fine too.
already, um, but I wanna be able to continue to stay in the playoff race and everything. So
Yeah, hopefully I make. I think I should. I don't think Pocono will be too much. I don't think I'll be contending for a win, but I should make it. And yeah, we're looking forward to running that tonight with our
oh yeah.
friends at who's streaming
Oh,
God,
Slingshot
Slingshot.
Racing
Yep,
Media.
Slingshot. We
Yeah.
have Ellis Thomas and Chris announcing. They do a
Awesome guys.
fantastic job and make even when you make a
Absolutely.
mistake, they make find a way to make you
Yeah.
feel good.
When it's absolute chaos in the race, a good broadcaster will make the race look amazing.
Yeah.
So
Almost done here. Just a few more questions.
yeah.
In terms of iRacing, you've only been on it for a year, but like this is something I asked Morgan last week. Is there any like changes that you'd like to see added? Maybe certain cars,
Yeah.
certain tracks. What would if you were in charge of iRacing? What's something that you would add or get rid of? What would you do?
Oh man, that's a really interesting question actually. I don't know. I haven't been on here long enough to really give an opinion, I feel like, because I mean, you got guys like Evan who've been on here for years and years and years, but I mean if I had to really think of like one change that I think I would really enjoy, I really would just enjoy them. Oh, how am I gonna word this? So, like in iRacing, you have that bracket system where it's like, hey, you're a C class, but you know you've raced all these races and you get wrecked out in the end due to somebody. If there was a way they could, find, I mean, it's very hard,
You're
but
talking about
because
like the
I mean,
incident points, like
yeah, just kind of like the incident points. Like, find a way to be able to say, hey, this wasn't his fault. He raced clean. He can still get the points. Because I think that's one of the biggest flaws in iRacing is that the safety rating and regular rating and stuff like that is just so jacked. And you can run the back all day long and not be involved, but be in the pack all race, and they can give you negative, points for, your I rating, and you just don't
Yeah.
kind of understand that. And it's like, what? But it wants you to be in second, but you're trying to be safe to get your points. So it's just stuff like that. I think they do it that way so that people don't just do exactly what I just explained and get into the big races and then wreck everybody and
Yeah.
stuff. So I get it. I just wish there was a little bit of a better way, honestly. But
They're
I get
doing
it. I get
doing
them.
the best they can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one thing that they should fix. I don't know who's in charge. If you file a protest, I don't know who's in charge of it. I don't know if it's the same guy. I don't know if they got 50 people in charge of it or what. But like, just you could flick a virtual booger on an opponent and they'll protest you for that and you'll get suspended for a week, but a guy will run on the track backwards and cause the biggest wreck you've ever seen, and they'll be like, ah, nah, he's fine. So,
Yeah.
come on,
I
iRacing.
wonder if it's like region based or something, how they review races. But I don't know. Yeah, there's. I mean, there's guys out here in Texas wrecking, which they're pretty strict about. But yeah, when it comes to that stuff, they're.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
know. They
know.
must
They
be friends with an admin at iRacing. I'll get my friend John to take
something,
care of it.
man. They
Yeah.
gotta. It's weird. It's such a weird dynamic. But if we went to school to learn how to make a video game and fix it all, we would be working there and trying to do what they do every day. So I mean,
Right, yeah, I bring so many
we'd be
ideas in.
there.
We're gonna be like, all right, we're
Yeah.
racing some cars from the '70s. We're bringing the mid '90s to the early 2000s IROC cars, and we'd just be I mean, there's some cars on here that don't
Yeah,
get
the IROC
touched.
cars would be dope.
That they're just kind of wasting in iRacing, boneyard.
Potential.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
last thing, rapid fire questions. Got five
Yep.
rapid fire questions for you before we end the night. So just answer them as honestly as you can. They're fun, lighthearted questions. So you ready?
Yep. Go for it.
Go to comfort food.
Pizza.
Pizza. Yep, pizza's good. Well,
Pizza.
I asked Morgan this. I asked him this question last week, so I ask you this one as a little bonus question. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
You dang right it does.
Okay. Well, I say it don't belong on mine, but you
Oh
can have. So you can
man.
have the extra pineapple.
You gotta
Uh,
keep it. You gotta ask that question every podcast and make a tally at the end of it. See what
right.
the score is.
Yeah. Who likes pineapple on their pizza?
Yeah.
What's your biggest pet
That's
peeve?
um. My biggest pet peeve is probably just rude people.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a very good one. Mine would be like
Just
horrible communicators.
yeah, I just don't like. There's no reason to ever be mean to somebody unless there's always a different way to do things, and
Right.
being mean or you know physically harming or something to somebody is not the way to do it. So
Yeah. Apparently, I have some food questions for you today because the next one is what's the one food you'll never eat?
Brussels sprouts, I'll never eat them ever.
No, you don't like sprouts?
Don't even have to think about that.
Oh,
Brussels
man.
sprouts, absolutely
I
not.
think mine would be stuffing.
Oh, I love stuffing.
Oh,
I'm a bread
no.
guy though.
Ooh,
Oh, I love it.
Lord have mercy now. Favorite dessert?
Ooh, I'm gonna say a cannoli.
Okay. All right. Grab the cannoli.
I'm a cannoli guy. I'm a big Italian guy, so like bread and sweets and pasta.
Is Barry an
My thing.
Italian last name?
It's actually Irish.
Okay.
But I have a lot. Like I did like that, like the little like DNA thing, and a lot of it was going back to my a lot of Italian heritage. My mom was
Gotcha.
Italian. Her whole family was Italian. My dad's side was Irish, but I definitely have the Italian DNA in me for sure. Cause
Well, I was close because I would when you said Irish when ever if you're not like in the chat with us or whatever and I see you like on the track or if I'm messaging you I'm like Anderson Berry like a posh British guy or something like that. So England, Ireland, I mean close. I mean same ballpark.
close enough.
Something
Yeah,
like
I looked up our heritage and stuff. It's like it was like the O'Berries or whatever. I guess was
oh
our
berries. Nice, very nice.
O'Berry, and it's like a whole crest and everything. But apparently we're just a bunch of tough drunk guys. It's
Um
like a tough drunk family heritage or
ever
something like
seen the
that. And I
movie
was like, well,
Pocahontas?
I have.
I'm like a combination of those English and the Native American. That's me.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
That's pretty cool. That's interesting. I like
Yeah,
that.
got Native on my dad's side because my grandfather was from Tennessee, and his grandmother was like like 50% or a full blown Cherokee Indian.
Holy
So
crap.
yeah,
I didn't even
um,
know
and so yeah.
that.
But as far as my favorite dessert, this one goes under the radar. But chocolate mousse, that's some good
Chocolate
stuff
mousse
right
does
there.
hit.
That's
It
some good
does. Especially
stuff.
like in like a cheesecake or something.
I found my
Man.
wife and I were out at Costco, and she was looking in this frozen food area, and I was like, I'll just wait here with the cart. And I looked over to my right,
hmm
and I saw these like little glasses full of chocolate mousse. And as she came out, I'm holding it. I'm like, can I get this? And she's like, yeah, that's fine. So, chocolate mousse for the win. That's a good underrated dessert.
Yeah,
And
chocolate
our
mousse is great.
final question before we wrap
hmm
things up is, what is the best advice you've ever been given?
Oh boy.
Bit of a tough
I
one.
think I would say probably the best advice that I've been given was from my dad, naturally. Um, it's kind of the go-to thing. Um, but it was treat others the way you want to be treated for one, and then also don't ever judge somebody for the way they look or how they act,
Yeah,
because
that's a good one. Very good
there's
one.
always something going on in somebody's life, and it could be anything, and yeah,
Yeah,
just
I think a
my
lot of
thing is just
people,
be kind, man. Just be kind to people. That's all you can
yeah,
do. If you're, just
a,
stand
lo-
your ground, but be kind.
a lot
That's
of
all you gotta
people
do.
judge a book. Well, I can't say a lot of people. I don't know. I would assume that a lot of people kind of judge a book by its cover. I mean, I know I've been guilty of it, but
Yeah.
when you do that, it turns out that the person is like one of the best people you'll ever meet. But yeah, well, Andy, our CEO, president, owner, this has been a lot of fun. Um, I'm glad that you could join me tonight. I'm glad that we were able to get this in despite the little technical difficulties we had at the beginning. But
Yeah. Hey, it's
this has
part of
been
it
a
all,
lot of
man.
fun. We're learning. We're learning, people. We will
Yep.
eventually get something. It's going to be just a blank screen for 2 weeks in a row. But I may take a week off and then try to figure. I'll work with Morgan. We'll try to figure something out. But try to figure out it's like intro music, outro music. So now it'd be like the time where I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like that was
SpongeBob
Rush.
music in the
I did some
background.
Rush music right there. I don't know if you caught on to that. Anyway, I just want for everybody who's going to be listening later on tonight, thank you for tuning in, and I hope that we have a good race tonight. Hopefully, we both make it. I'm sure we both will.
I think
But
so. I think the field's
if I don't make it, but
26.
I'll still do my media thing. But I should be okay.
Yeah.
Should be okay. You ready?
Yeah, man, I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Oh,
I'm
all
about to do
right.
some practicing right now.
All right. Well, this has been another episode of Caution Laps with Casey Bristow. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.